Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is DeignAlex, and this is the second episode of the DeignAlex podcast. The NBA play-in games that started this past week, with the official tournament starting on Saturday. We will discuss a certain rumor that the Los Angeles Clippers are afraid to play the Los Angeles Lakers in the playoffs. And if I have time, I'll speak on LeBron James, his clutch shot over the Golden State Warriors, and his level of clutchness. But before all of that, let's let the music roll. Hello, all right, welcome back. We're going to start this podcast by stating four terms along with their definition with examples so that these terms are firmly understood and can be used properly after the end of this show. Because right now, in terms of sports, in terms of life, I don't believe that these four terms are truly understood, which leads to misinformation, okay? So after I state these terms along with the definition, keep them in your head, firmly understand. If you don't firmly understand, go to Google, put them in the search bar, read up, research them so that you will firmly get these. So when you speak on any topic, you will understand how you need to speak, okay? Number one, the term is narrative, okay? Narrative is a spoken or written account of connected events, a story, okay? A story like we read in school is a narrative. A narrative writing narrative is for you to write out a story with a beginning, middle, and end. A context is the next word, which means the circumstances that form the settings for an event, statement, or idea, and in terms of which it can be fully understood and assessed. Okay. The biggest thing in English class we all were told was context. You need to know the circumstances of the situation before you can firmly determine the meaning. Number three is accuracy. Being accurate is being correct in all details, exact, making sure you don't miss any details, which will lead to misinformation if you don't pinpoint everything that is related to a topic. And number four is relevance, the quality or state of being closely connected or appropriate, meaning that when you are on a certain topic, you don't recall something that has no meaning to that topic. Now, I state these four terms because of two things, okay? There are two big stories this week that I believe the sports media didn't firmly understand these four terms, which leads to misinformation to viewers who watch them and listen to them, okay? Two topics. Number one, the Clippers had lost their last two games to the Oklahoma City Thunder and Houston Rockets, respectively. And people believe that the Clippers lost those two games to avoid the Lakers, who ended up being the seventh seed and had to play Golden State yesterday in the play-in game. Now, that statement is a narrative, okay? That's a narrative. That is a story, okay? That is a story to say that the Clippers lost those two games because they wanted to avoid the Lakers. Now, let's understand the context of that story. Okay. Now, the Clippers have been one of the more injury-riddled teams this season. Mind you, if you look at current sports media, they don't mention them as such, but they have been, along with many other teams that have to deal with injuries with this condensed schedule, having to play every other day. Now, speaking on injuries, Serge Ibaka, their starting power forward, they signed this offseason, has missed multiple months with a back injury. Patrick Beverley has missed multiple games and months with various injuries. Kawhi Leonard's had to sit out games this season with face injury, leg injury, foot injury, maintenance, many different reasons. Along with Paul George, he's also had to sit out their starting and superstar guard. Now, like I said, the narrative is that because the Clippers lost the last two games of the regular season, they lost those games to avoid the Los Angeles Lakers. Mind you, if we look at accuracy, let's give you some details, okay? The Clippers have won all three games against the Lakers this season. Mind you, two of those games, the Lakers did not play with their full array of players. One of them without LeBron James, another one both without LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But even so, they won all 3 games this season. Okay. That is giving you exact details. Okay. No conjecture, nothing in between. All right. Okay, now we're calling our fourth term relevance. The sports media will mention to you how the Clippers have been a doormat franchise for pretty much most of their existence, especially their existence in Los Angeles. Okay, they'll mention how the Lakers have historically been an extremely successful franchise, winning 17 NBA titles to the Clippers 0. Actually, the Clippers have never made it to a Western Conference Finals. That's pretty bad. But once again, relevance. What does that exactly have to do with this season? Okay. Winning 17 titles in your past, along with the Clippers winning none in their past. Tell me, what does that have to do with this season? I'll tell you, it means absolutely nothing. Okay. Because let me tell you the facts. The facts are the Clippers have won the 5 out of the past 7 matchups with the Lakers in the regular season. So tell me why they would need to be afraid of the Lakers, as has been suggested this past week. Why would you be afraid of somebody who hasn't done anything to you recently? Because a team that's currently put together now isn't a team that was put together when they were a horrendous franchise. Because as long as Kawhi Leonard and Paul George have been on the team, they've been a winning franchise. Along with that, the Lakers, once again, are the 7th seed who had to play in the play-in game against the Golden State Warriors because both LeBron James and Anthony Davis have missed extended amount of time with injuries. LeBron James, of course, is 36 years of age, and while he was previously one of the most durable superstars in the NBA, he's had significant injuries 2 times in the past 3 seasons. And along with that, the LA Clippers, dealing with injuries to Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Patrick Beverley, and Serge Ibaka, lost 2 key games down the stretch of the season. One at home to the Denver Nuggets, the other on the road to the Phoenix Suns. Losing to the Denver Nuggets at home caused them to lose the season series, meaning that if they were to tie them in the standings, they would fall behind them in seeding. Losing to the Phoenix Suns caused them to fall far enough behind them that ESPN stated that it would be tough for them to beat out the Suns and gain the number 2 seed. So with that information, can you tell me why the narrative is that the LA Clippers are afraid of the LA Lakers in the playoffs? No, you cannot. Because when you get a firm understanding of the narrative, what's being spoken, the context, the circumstances around what's being spoken, the accuracy, the information that's being told to you, and relevance, stuff that actually matters to that story, you get to a conclusion that that story is a rumor, or better yet, a lie. Because when you have a narrative that doesn't firmly express its context, doesn't accurately portray the details or omits details, and what's being expressed to you is not relevant to the story, that's what you'll be told that you're doing. You're spreading rumors or you're lying. And the most frustrating part is when a rumor like that is spread across multiple platforms, especially platforms on national television, and that's all you watch, you eventually believe, especially when somebody tells you, multiple people tell you the same thing, you eventually believe that's the truth. And it's not the truth because those 4 words are not in conjunction. Yet, because you don't know the backstory of what's being told to you, you eventually believe that that is what is told to you is fact. And it's not. Now, am I saying that anybody who tells you that the Clippers are afraid of the Lakers this postseason and don't want to play them is lying to you? I'm not telling you that, even though it kind of sounds like that. And in a way, I am telling you that they're saying that, but not because they are trying to lie to you. Is that they don't have all 4 of those terms together, which means they got a misinterpretation of events and is giving you misinformation. So the main point is, in sports and in life, before accepting any narrative that is told to you, make sure that the narrative, context of the story, the accuracy of what's being told to you, and the relevance of what's being told to you is all in lockstep so that you have a firm and complete understanding of what the events are. Okay? Let me go ahead and get off my soapbox before I fall off. Golly, man, y'all got me so excited on this topic. I had a whole nother thing to talk about But it's already at 10 minutes, and we both got things to do today, so I don't have no more time to speak. But that topic I have for you, I will speak on another episode. So stay tuned. I appreciate you guys listening to me. If you have any comments, concerns, let me know. Do you agree or disagree? I'll leave you this little snippet right here. I am a Clippers fan. Kawhi Leonard is my favorite player in the NBA right now. So did that leave me to be biased in my assessment? If you believe so, let me know. If you have anything else to say, let me know. But once again, I appreciate you guys listening to me. I thank you, and I'll see you guys again next time.